turn to pick.
The sack.
Radiant team pick.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our second best of 3 of the day so far here in the Southeast Asian ESL 1 New York qualifiers. My name is Dragon Drop, I'm joined by Blaze, and this is a best of 3, I think I said that before, between Fnatic and Gigabyte Mineski here. In the semi-finals, the winner of this series will head on over to the finals and meet MVP Phoenix to battle for the spot in New York. So, Blaze, what do you think about these teams?
Queen of Pain.
Fnatic's turn to pick.
Dusk.
Fnatic's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Radiant team ban. Fnatic's turn to ban.
Yeah, I mean, if you go for these kind of bans, I mean, there's nothing wrong with these bans per se. Both Winter Wyvern as well as Noxera can be very strong and very hard to deal with. But banning these on the first phase, of course, lets through these heroes that we normally see banned, that we don't really see played all that often anymore. Like the Bounty Hunter, like Tusk, or Leshrac even though we've seen a lot of Leshrac today so far. But, yeah, some interesting to see, and also nice to see these heroes actually being played. So if nothing else, to just understand and be reminded of why they were first ban material in the first place. But the draft is so fast right now. We should actually hop into that a little bit more here, as the Undying being picked up by Fnatic too. So quite aggressive here, Undying Tusk being able to snowball in, pop down a tombstone here, catch someone in the eye shot, so the zombies stack up, and then it's not a whole lot of a fun place to be. And it's actually Gigabyte Mineski who pick up the Anti-Mage plus a Darkseer. So Darkseer Bounty Hunter, potential off-lane combination. Bounty Hunter, of course, more likely to just roam around across the map, try and help out the middle lane, try to help out the Queen of Pain against the Leshrac, most likely. Yeah, the Dazzle now picked up for Fnatic, so
Fnatic's turn to ban.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I do think the Shadow Wave does work on the zombies.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
I mean, well, I'm at a loss what they want to pick up now. So if you're looking for a hero like similar to the line, would be the Shadow Shaman. Would also add a lot of push to the lineup. They're kind of lacking right now. Of course, they have split push from the Anti-Mage, but yeah, looking at these lineups so far, it looks like Mineski doesn't really feel the need to push early either, because they have the Anti-Mage, they have the Queen of Pain. Once they get rolling, they have the side mobility to, as you said, pick their battles. And that's something that Fnatic doesn't want to happen. Fnatic want to be the ones who dictate the terms of the fights. Basically around the tombstone, around the task initiation. But if they're being denied that, then all of a sudden they don't really have a lot of chase. They don't really have a lot of ways to actually force them to keep fighting in a particular area, apart from maybe the eye shots.
10 seconds
against certain heroes. So yeah.
5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Faceless Void.
That's a hero that I haven't seen played at all, I have to say, in Pro Dota. And it's a hero that kind of fell off because he's kind of a one-trick pony here with the time walk into a Chronosphere. And if you're able to stop that from happening, if you have Dazzle on your own team, for example, or any sort of there's actually a lot of things that actually counter out the Faceless Void. Be just the Yule Scepter before it gets a BKB. If you don't, Pain could be picking the Dark Mage even. So if you don't catch that particular hero inside the Chronosphere, you just use up the Faceless Void, and all of a sudden his higher ultimate is just left. Same for if you have like E-Blade to help out your teammate. Of course, that's a little later on. Not really sure about this Faceless Void pick, but at the end of the day, it's black. So if anyone can make it work, it's him.
All in all, I still think it's a really powerful pick for one reason, that they want to fight, they want to force engagements, they want to really get involved with all of their heroes. And also, they have a couple of key mechanics that allow this to be a really strong pick. The Lead Track has the AoE damage that you follow up in the Chronosphere latency. You have to have that in some capacity, a ranged damage dealer to add damage into that bubble. Another thing is the Tombstone. You can drop that down in the Chronosphere, and the zombies will still keep spawning, even if they won't act until the Chrono is done. So you get those two in play with every Chrono, and you're already feeling pretty good about yourself. The one thing they'll have to make sure that they can accomplish, though, is killing Iron Shell creeps as quickly and efficiently as possible. This is a melee farming hero up against a Darkseer bounty hunter. It's going to be a tough lane for Black, and he's probably going to have to get a pretty early Quelling Blade to really mitigate the damage he's taking.
That's that's the one hero that allows them to actually force the fights on their term and counteract the mobility advantage from Mineski here between the Blinks and the Surge and all of that. But it can work out beautifully if you manage to find the right Chronospheres, if you manage to get enough out of those. Because, well, at the end of the day, if you only catch like a Scarab Mage in it's not going to pay your bills because it's still a very, very long cooldown. Play around with, and then Mineski. It's kind of Mineski's turn to turn around and say, all right, we have the mobility, we have some burst on Queen of Pain, we have the Darks here to re-engage and make a team fight happen of our own.
So for now, we're going to be waiting for one more to spawn in here. We're waiting for the bounty hunter to come into play. So I guess we can just do a little introduction to the two teams to kind of talk about what we're going to be seeing from them. Looking up the side of Mineski on the Radiant here, we're going to be seeing Rior as that 5-position Skywrath Mage. Jules right now is on the Darkseer. May swap that. It depends on what they're currently running with their roster. They've only played a handful of games in the past month, and maybe they're looking for something different. But I was under the impression that Jules played a little bit more like 4-position type stuff, at least of late. But again, interchangeable. We have Rage Potato, aka Jay, on the Anti-Mage. Cuckoo is going to be on the Queen of Pain. And last but not least, the Jesse Bash there is at least currently allocated to that.
The other side of the river, playing on Fnatic, we've got Mski here, actually, there we go. I have showcase view on, and it's a little bit buggy if you actually switch from portrait to portrait. Actually have to update the name on the side. But yeah, we've got Mski on the track, we've got Tusk playing that snowballing hero, Faceless Void being played by the one and only Black, Dazzle here by Nats, and that leaves Undying being in the hands of Ohio. And yeah, these lanes should be pretty straightforward for the most part. Black in the safe lane here, Leshrac in mid, and Nats will probably try. He's kind of he's going to have to help out the Faceless Void up top. So, the ability that you have on Fnatic here is to maybe run a duo off lane here with Undying and Tusk. Looks like we're ready to go now. We'll see if they switch, or we'll see whether they.
No, I actually just double checked it, and I believe it just messed up their names. Mineski's names are one of those that like. It's like Jay, Jules, Jovid, Jesse Bash. Just there's so many different interchangeable ones, and in this case, game, I was just saying Jesse Bash is their 4-position player has been at least for majority of their most recent games. So we'll see what he's got as far as early game movement. It's a little difficult to move up against Fnatic here in this top area. Of course, if you catch them out away from their tower, you can get some free damage, but you're also risking yourself with just 1 or 2 sets of detection that can really punish that aggression with that time walk and any kind of slows.
Yep. Especially with the slow from time walk itself, that may just be enough to give you the edge there, but yeah. Also this early Observer Ward here, Dazzle teleported in for that. So they will spot out the rotations, they will spot out that anti-mage is blocking out this camp.
This is interesting. Information, I'm not sure, I think Jay intended to blink past the trees, but he obviously doesn't want to waste his tango, so he's just going to kind of hang out at least for the moment. And yeah, that does cost him a decent chunk of mana. And it's not the time that you really want to be going back to base. 30 seconds left on the clock until the boundary run spawned. Looks like he's completely out of the picture. He's kind of hesitating whether or not he wants to go in or out, but he's got 1 blink left. That's cool.
It's not a whole lot to play with. It's not going to get him down to the bottom lane anytime soon, so he's actually making his way up to the top rune for maybe an early engagement here. They're going to zone on Black off of it at least. That'll be a 1-for-1 rune shade at the very least. Do they want to fight this? I don't think so. Jesse Vashi is spotting them out. They're actually gonna let it go.
A tie to the impurity.
Yeah, this is actually one of the first times I've seen double bounty rune for a team in a while. Like, when the bounty rune first came out, you saw some teams just playing it smoother, but recently the metagame has kind of called where it still ends up being 1-for-1, though the which rune it happens to be changes quite a bit. But in this case, no, just full control from Fnatic. They keep 1 person on bottom, but the Undying and Leshrac rotating in scares off Mineski, and it's a pretty considerable advantage just for that starting movement from Fnatic.
Not for you.
Didn't even have to pay too much for it, just a couple of health points here onto Black, who was recipient of some of these riflings. Actually got Ryer and Raging Potato here on top. The fight will break out here. Dazzle with nice shadow wave here gets them the first blood. So Ohio
I'm not sure. This is definitely not the lanes that they intended. What they were looking at was a Tusk Undying bottom. They said, we don't want to face back. The anti-mage won't get enough farm, so we'll rotate and we'll take the fight up top where they can go for a 2 versus 2 against the Dazzle Void. But Jack read that perfectly. Ohio, from the onset, moved up to the top lane, and suddenly this tri-lane versus 2 is just doing exactly what they needed to. On top of that, they took the ward advantage. They can observer down when the anti-mage put down an observer. So, yeah, all it is Jay just taking a lot of hits and trading very poorly.
Yeah, Ohio, I mean, he was battling up against Ryan, putting down below half health with just a couple of right clicks here. Decay, and now Jay on the anti-mage also very low and slowly running out of regen. They have another Salve and a Skyroth. They have a couple of tangos between them, but if this goes on like that, not gonna keep them healthy long enough. And even if you're staying in this top lane, you're not gonna get the amount of last hits that you're really looking for on a hero like an anti-mage.
And just this one stack is going to deny a full free play here at 213, and that's going to be really difficult for Red and Jay to really come online. I mean, we looked at a matchup earlier today where the anti-mage didn't get his Battle Fury Mantis style until so much later than expected, close to the 40-minute mark. And now we're going to see another really setback game. Now, you will get some best mana breaks onto Black, we're going to see that Black is completely out of mana, but with Ohio's flank, Rior has to go all the way back to base and leave Anti-Mage helpless.
Space created. I mean, Black is very low, but he'll be able to heal up here with the clarity from support, as well as a couple of Shadow Waves maybe from Dazzle and Detangos that they have left. Jay's still up here, but he doesn't have any support, and Ohio, he keeps the decays coming. They're fighting up against this anti-mage, who's not the kind of hero that really thrives in these circumstances, just alone up against was essentially a trial lane. Of course, with Dazzle now trying to go for a stack again, as they did not quite were not quite able to finish it off. But speaking of stacks, we've got the bounty hunt here. Already level 2, he leached some of that off the middle lane, I would say. I'm really scared to keep my camera off the top lane now.
We're gonna get some nice damage out of Mski here, but I can't get the shadow strike just yet, as used earlier. And a nice split earth is gonna hit onto the bounty hunter between the tombstone to try to trade onto Cuckoo. Since he can't blink away, he will go down the atomic. But that's still at least a nice step forward for Mineski getting that kill on Electron first.
Yep, that's a bounty hunter flanked right there, able to get the right click in, also able to body block a little bit. Of course, they still had to commit the blink on the Queen of Pain, which gave the trade at the very least, but yeah. That also gives more experience for the bounty hunter. Sometimes we see bounty hunters just not able to find anything early on, and then just not get that level 6 until like 10, 11, 12 minutes at times. And now they're gonna go again. Mski gets caught with a couple of slows, but now with the big rewave here, Queen of Pain doesn't want to capitalize on that, instead just has a little bit more space. Try and farm up. The bounty hunter actually being the recipient of a couple of lightning storms. But this is the more standard build from track, of course, not being up against the Templar Assassin. Kind of allows you to go for the lightning storm maxed.
Nice little bottle play coming in from Fnatic there. Ohio just got a bunch of mana back up from Pacific.
Jules here has to start running. Bossed out by Chrissy here on the Tusk. He's almost level 6 as well on this hero. Darkseid as well, but he's forced back to base now.
Yeah, Tusk can actually do really well in this match as long as he maxes Light Shards first. Boost up to 140 damage at to your level 3 is a really nice thing. So maxing out Light Shards is definitely the way to go when you're up against the Darkseid. This match is up here though. They thought that Undying might stick around mid, so they're gonna try to be aggressive up top, but now all three have rotated and Rior is once again going to die.
So again, I mean, they had Bounty Hunter here, but Ohio also once again at the right place at the right time, and that zombie is too
gets caught by a splitter and the lightning storm is enough damage with the double damage room. No lucky uphill miss, and the Queen of Pain goes down. Mski just completely soloing him. Now he has a Sentry Ward in play, and the Observer Ward as well, so that the Bounty Hunter really can't get close just yet. Now it is worth noting Jesse Bash has a Sentry Ward of his own, but he doesn't have a Tango to kill Mushi's Sentry, and might just get stunned and killed as well.
Yeah, Jesse has to be very careful about going into the seed.
Oh, they're not even in range.
Sentry, it's not in range. Oh man.
Oh man.
Actually,
no.
No.
So close, but they're not.
Top Black, he's out of mana, but at this point, oh god. I'm gonna go again.
Oh, you go for the snowball. There it is. It just took a little bit longer. You got the bottle step out, so it looks like you will be able to hold this. Nice.
Nice rotation there from Cuckoo. Teleporting in with the blink screen, being able to catch it up from himself. Ohio is securing the rune. That Tombstone on the high ground. A big commitment for that, but at least not giving that over to Cuckoo here.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, crashing all over the map here. And in this instance, of course, with the it's kind of hard for Tusk to actually find a solo kill. He soloed to kill the Darks here, even if you have all the same because of that surge being at level 2 with 4.5 seconds on that. All you really have is a snowball, and maybe if you get a good eye shot, you can maybe waste another second when Darkseid has to run around. But apart from, you don't actually have enough control to keep him from just running away.
I'm actually quite impressed with how many last hits Jay has been able to acquire on the top lane of Anti-Mage here. Despite under heavy pressure, goes for Ring of Health, Magic Stick, and he's actually been able to do enough. Now he's going to get fast though, and be forced back once again. This might actually send him back in bed. The real damage that's been done to Mineski in this lane phase is not in Anti-Mage's last hits. It's actually, if you look at the experience per minute chart, the Stark Mage and the Bounty Hunter have almost nothing in terms of XPM, and this is going to really set back the track timing of Jesse Bash.
Yeah, it's one of the problems that you sometimes see with Bounty Hunters. They're not able to find these find these pickoffs early on. Now they might be looking for Chrissy here. The Invis Iron Shell is gonna come out. There's a slow, another slow from the Scout in the back. Snowball would delay just a little bit, but he actually have the Snowball to pre-bait down to a hero, so that'll get him deeper. We've got a high here, actually healing him up though. It's not enough to keep him safe. Now it's just Undying actually in a rough spot. Net also joining here. Barely in time to give him life and actually get the kill onto the Bounty Hunter here with the Shadow Wave. So making it a 1-for-1 trade at the end, but still in favor of Mineski. Just because the task is so much more higher level than that Bounty Hunter is. And yeah, speaking of the Bounty, that'll get him up to his level 4 at least, even though he dies there. Still alright. Meanwhile here top rune, we've got the Raging Potato snagging that Bounty rune from Lashrak, and yeah, action all over the map here. But now we finally see Black having a little bit of room to breathe. He hasn't had a fun lane. I mean, we were kind of winning that top lane, but not as much as they would have loved to. But yeah, this time lock max, getting a couple of lucky dashes on the end mage. It's great. To Mushi, gets caught with the Sonic Wave. Yeah, that'll be the Battle of Shrek.
Dire's middle tower.
Yeah, the Century having expired very recently, this guy is able to just get involved there. Very close call for him. He was dying in the process, but he gets the slow silence, and that sets him played nicely.
Yeah, the point that I want to make here up top, I mean,
Dire's structures
this tri-lane from Fnatic, I mean, as great as it is, there's not a whole lot of control coming up. So, Jay, he's always going to be able to blink out even, unless he gets like triple bash or something. Because, Molly gets another bash here, and barely gets blink out on our Black. A little bit too greedy here, and of course, the way that Jay is playing here, very up in the face of the Face's Void. Burning away all of his mana means that he's not gonna have enough mana for time walk at pretty much any single point in a time to either get out of these kind of sticky situations, or to finish off Jay when he's low on health like that and catch up after the blink. Bottom lane, got a punch up onto Jules, and Mushi with a follow-up split Earth, so that'll secure that kill across the map, and potentially a tier 1 tower here. Once the creep wave comes in again.
That was a pretty good pick from Jay though. You really can't blame Black for going for that because he got so many good dashes in there, and there was a chance that he could actually get a kill on the AM. It would just be huge.
Yeah, for sure.
But the rotation was strong, but the TP game in general for both sides has been really good. The Ohio TPing mid to get a remote kill in the Queen of Pain, the Queen of Pain TPing bottom to kill off the Tusk who was diving, and now obviously what we just saw on top lane. Really good movement across the map using these TPs to make sure they always have a lead in the fight. And actually, if Skyrap gets the silence off on Black, he's going to go down again. Very nice movement once more.
TPs come out, but it's a little bit too late to actually save him, so we'll cancel it instead, make sure that they can at least get the tier 1 bottom, but kind of trades that you want to take, because that means Black just dying 2 times in quick succession. He's gonna get fall behind in this farm game. Mid Face's Void is during the time when the offlane Face's Void was a thing that I never really understood, but that worked out well because you had his ultimate to play with, and just the strength of that alone, plus maybe a Mask of Madness or something that he is probably going for with the Morbid Mask already up and running. You can do enough if the rest of your team is picking up the slack, right? If that control that you provide, a little bit of damage inside the Chronosphere, if you get lucky with a couple of bashes, if that's enough for your team to take the fights, then you're good with that amount of farm on the Face's Void, and then you can transition out of that into that late game carry mode. But are they actually at that point? I mean, Lashrak's sitting at 4,000 health points, but he's been picked off a fair number of times himself.
Yeah, I think they'll get there. I mean, right now, Lashrak does the same amount of damage just with this 404 bundle. It just only needs his time.
They blow up the Undying, and they also find Chrissy in the back here. Gets a snowball up in the back. Right on the air. DJ still alive, and Queen of Pain just wings out though. Don't have a lot of control left to go around with as Black a little bit too late. He still has Chronosphere available, so they will use that threat alone to secure the tier 1 tower at least. Looks like, unless Mski want to re-engage, but can they really?
It's a pretty big burst potential with the Queen of Pain for Bounty Hunter, but it's going to have to be on an isolate target like this Lashrak. They're going to back off for now, maybe just looking for the tower tonight, but they do have this Mystic Flare, so they just have the mana.
Tombstone at least coming down. There's a Chronosphere and 4 heroes here! Leshrac in the back, able to start a couple of spells. He could go low now, able to flick out with everyone else. Caught with the single split earth, punch up into the air. Here's the dancing mage. That makes it a triple kill. That was a beautiful Chronosphere from Black here. First one we saw this game, but one that secured them not only tier 1, but also a triple kill.
Yeah, they're just going to keep on trucking along. Future Shark will be flipped immediately. That's just a response to a level 1 edict. That Chronosphere is exactly what you need to enable this Leshrac to do all his potential damage. It's kind of like the way the Gyrocopter cooldown slow is a great way to set up heroes like Leshrac and Leah. This is even more permanent. This is just completely locking that position, and Mski can play around that so effectively. So now we're seeing Mski 1, 2, and 5. Suddenly jumping up to a 4,900 net worth count with the tower kills. And it just lined up, look what he's turning the gold into. He's buying up the Shadow Amulet, which I guess is a Glimmer Cape in response to the Skywrath, or even the Mana Void. It's good against that too.
More so the Skywrath, I would say, just because, especially with the Ancient Seal, that's enough to bring down anybody if he gets to the 6 player off. A little bit unfortunate. Mana management here on the side of Mineski in that last fight, not being able to burst anyone down, but now Black, they know that the Chronosphere is on cooldown. Might want to fight here, but they don't know that the Undying here drops the Tombstone. They will find Jesse Bash immediately. That'll put a stop to any sort of aggression that Mineski was looking to put out. But yeah, it's mostly up against the Skywrath Mage. The Glimmer Cape kind of shuts him down really hard, and enables Mski to stay alive a little bit longer, wait for a better Chronosphere, just giving more space to Black as well to find that. I mean, he has enough mana if he has that kind of setup, especially with the Soul Ring. It doesn't need. He can make sure that the mana he uses is gonna be used extremely efficiently. Now gets stunned onto Cookie on the cover of the Shadow Amulet. Chrissy comes in as well with the punch, and it's another easy pick-off here on one of the important heroes on the side of Mineski that you need to have some momentum going for at this point.
Yeah, so we're going to see the Glimmer Cape finish by Mski. There going to be some like shenanigans like a Shadow Blade or anything like that. We're also going to see Black's Master Madness come into play. So now with the Chronosphere on cooldown, the Master Madness up, this Razor's Blood is pretty much hitting a huge power spike, and along with that, they have one of my favorite items on Tusk, the Blink Dagger. Now Tusk is able to get in and pop a snowball anytime somebody's in too much trouble, whether it's to dodge a Sonic Blade, whether it's to pull somebody on a Mystic Flare. There's so many ways to use this Blink Dagger, and of course you can also just wait out the snowball, wait for your Blink Dagger to come off cooldown, and then you can escape yourself. And it just allows so much versatility and so many ways to really get in the position we want for our fight.
Yeah, Fnatic getting all the items that they want at this point. If you look at Mineski, that's really the case. Skywrath Mage not having too much, and especially the Bounty Hunter. His effectiveness in this game has been close to zero, apart from a little bit of early pressure onto Mski and mid. He's found himself at 6, but the track is only as good as the kills that you get with it, and Fnatic, it seems like they're so much in control of this game that they're not willing to let that happen in the first place. Right? To not give up these kind of fights. Because if they start trading evenly with a couple of tracks, then Mineski can still get back into this game. They can get items back in track.
Pain without consequence.
And a way for them to try and to help out with their team fight is the mechanism now finished on Joel's here. Dark's here.
Yeah.
Got to smoke up. Look for a pick off here on the back of that.
It's definitely a big pickup, but at the same time, you have to look at his inventory and realize that he doesn't even have boots. This is just the mechanism of his Soul Ring. I mean, the bottle health, of course, too, but all in all, this doesn't compare with the Tusk Ring with its full arsenal of items. And yeah, he can make his rotation with the TP scroll pretty easily. The question is, how quick is the response time when Mski is under fire?
He's being tracked up, so he knows that something's going on. Cuckoo here with a slowdown, but Net is in the back, so be able to throw out the Shell Grave at any point in time unless he gets silenced up. And it's really hard for Mski to actually find these good engagements right now, because Fnatic, very good games and so far. Though their warding is super and hyper aggressive at this point. At least spreading out when Mineski is coming out of the base at the very least.
Putting down a nice ward here behind the 2-2 tower that's top lane, and then Ned's actually the one put down the line in north and south, and that's both of those are really instrumental in keeping the area covered, and neither one is going to be deported. They didn't see them place these at all. They placed them from the fog board, from the tree line, and they're able to get so much intel out of it.
Not like those are common ward spots, right? Okay. There's the punch here, there's the Chronosphere. No, it's back into silence. There's a lot of trouble here, tanks the Mystic player. Now teleport comes out, so Chrissy. No way for him to go either. That was a kind of initiation, but they used 2 ultimates to actually make that happen. There's no active set on the Queen of Pain just yet, so maybe a little bit of overkill. But they do get...
I mean, any kill they can get, I think, is pretty huge. I mean, look at the exchanges from those two. From the Void and the Tusk, they got 1,600 gold. I think anything you need to throw that way, unless you're worried about getting taxed in the next 30 seconds, I think that's probably a big commitment.
Yeah. A little bit unfortunate that Jesse wasn't there to throw out the track kills as well. Not throw out the tracks as well beforehand, but it's kind of not a luxury that you can necessarily wait for if you have a Fix's Void ready to Chronosphere, but it was beautiful play by Skyros Mage as well, getting the silence off just in the nick of time. Otherwise, it would have been a great setup for the Mask of Madness to start going to work.
Mski really have a lot of ground to make up. I mean, Jay has been performing pretty well against the battle period. We're done with lads, but like, in order to get these heroes online, you've seen so many track kills. I feel like now that the Shadow Wave or Shadow Grade is maxed out by Dazzle, it's going to be very difficult to find those. I mean, that's almost kind of mechanism on top of the Arcane boots, and just, I mean, Shadow Wave alone is a really great exchange tool, but they just have a lot to make that work for them. And I just feel like it's going to be harder for the track kills to come into play, and Fnatic are kind of turning at the aggression level with this smoke. With Mski leading the charge.
Even also have a gem on the Undying here. I don't know if you've lagged that out just yet, but also gonna help them out and spot up the smoke here. Okay. Now they get the follow-up stun here. That's a quick kill on the Intimate. Very important pickup at this point in the game. And yeah, they smoked up on their own high ground. They walked past this observer ward up top here. They didn't deward it, of course, but they know that Mineski doesn't expect any sort of rotations from that. Any sort of movement from that area if they can't see it on the map. So it's kind of the
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Kind of very I don't know what I want to say. It's like the certainty if you're the team smoking that the enemy's probably not expecting that from that angle, right?
Yeah, it gives them a false sense of security.
Exactly.
It just allows you to really find it as an extra angle of attack. So we're gonna see Jules kind of allow him to just act from his own. He's finally got the Arcane boots up, so maybe he can make an aggressive play. They really need a kill. Any one kill would really do a lot. They just lost the bottom 2 for nothing, and that probably means Roshan's going next because they have no proxy towers to TP to. So yeah, they need to find a kill as soon as possible, but it seems like they got lost track of Chrissy. He's been moving around the enemy territory and maybe trying to wall with a bunch of couriers on something. In the end, he's 2v5.
It's just now there at the secret shop, so if he goes back that way, he might be able to find it. Yeah, the ward was spotted out on the way back, but no one in position to actually pick that off. But yeah, it's not a priority target at this point, as they have the game under their control. They can...
Go bottom, Chronosphere. Oh. This is a really ambitious Chronosphere from Black, but the dash! Oh!
Wow, that was very, very close. Bash almost enough to secure Donny Intimate, but now he survived, so sure he gets pushed out of lane, pushed away from the farm for a little while, but it's a Chronosphere once again on cooldown, so Fnatic will have to stop being so aggressive, at least for a little while. Still hanging around the mid here though. Got DJ and Mski.
I definitely think they should start falling back. Chronosphere is a pretty big aspect of their game. They're still going to try to burst out a single target.
Yeah, Kuku here follow-ups down from Mski, but he's silenced up now, so he can actually provide the extra burst damage that they needed. So Queen of Pain will get out. Ohio committing his ultimate. And they actually get the shots onto Jules here, onto Doxy, but he's able to zip out on between the trees here, a little nook enough to get it back to safety, and Tombstone also committed, so a lot of shots fired here from Fnatic for not a lot of gain.
And an even bigger game for Mineski, Jay just put out the triple stack range. It was so easy for Fnatic to control because they had already dewarded in that area. There was no way that Jay could actually safely farm that. But with this kind of distraction they put out in mid lane, they were able to play enough games of chicken that eventually Jay just had the time to clear the ancients, and suddenly he's that much richer, already picking up these later than
Yeah. Now that mobility advantage that we were talking about in the draft at the beginning of the game really comes to fruition. I mean, Mineski being able to pick their fights. Tombstone went down, they just got the hell out. Right? Also, once again, beautiful silence here, just keeping little Shrike from being able to burst down the Queen of Pain, even though the stun did come up. But Cuckoo now with the Adam Scepter also finished, so it's even more potential to just whittle away at Fnatic and fight back whenever you so choose, because you can just go in, get a Sonic Wave off, and not be worried about not having it for next team fight if Fnatic decide to commit any further. So it's what do you think is the next play here for Fnatic to get more control again? Do they try and gank up Anti-Mage a little bit more? Do they just go for Roshan and try to pick up the next tier 2s?
Probably you could just look for a BKB or a Magic on Void. Once you have that, you can feel more confident in Rush, and the Aegis obviously would be huge on the left track. So I think it's one thing changes to another, but they're not even going to wait for Black's next fight. They're just going to go for it now. And as far as their vision control, their kind of positioning right now, it's really tough for Madison to consider the engagement, and they would have to have the perfect positioning for Jules to go for the vacuum play on the foot of the wall, and it's just not there. He's off on the jungle, and they're going to be able to get the third number 3.
Jules not having a blink tag and makes that quite hard to believe. Also, one thing that I want to point out, what's up with all these sentry wards from the Radiant side? I mean, there's one here,
I honestly think that they literally just thought that there was I really just think they didn't see the gem on the Undying when he dewarded this ward here, and so they assumed, oh, they have to have deward, they had to have warded probably as well at the same spot, so they were desperate to kind of find any possible ward that would have been in reach of this. So they put down 3 friggin' sentry wards because they didn't realize there was a gem at the time, and they cover all that area that's not warded, but obviously that's decent chunk of gold, 300 gold, for actually no worth at all.
At least it gives them that sense of security that it's not actually warded up there, so Jay can farm the agents a little bit more safely. Yeah, he just keeps farming as well. He has the Battle Fury, he has the Battle Fury working on that. Oh?
What? She's just going for the gold here, and there's the Skyrim kill. Okay. And here's walking right back to
here's the track coming in. Fish potatoes here, not a lot of mana left on Mski here, and the silence too. That's the Age is going down, he's still alone. Now, rest of Fnatic trying to come in under the cover of Smoke, and actually turns into a fight. Mski already very low again. Yes, the Deny has to come out, but now Jesse, he's the one punched up. He will probably fall. The Chronosphere in the back though catches the Anti-Mage. Is that going to be enough to actually bring him down? Barely, yes. With some extra damage coming in from Deep as well. Black will find the kill to make it a 2-for-1 trade. Not really 2-for-1 as that Deny did come out from left back. So losing Bloodstone, but not giving for anything in terms of gold. So what's
the Ace is pretty big though, I would say. Yeah, he got respawn pretty quickly. Only loses Bloodstone charges as a result. But that Ace just would have been so big from breaking it out. He was kind of confident. He felt he could just make whatever play he needed to running through with the predict.
You know, didn't even get the initial kill on Skyrim. If he did, then maybe that turns out a little bit differently. But well, lucky for them, they will turn this fight around. And short cooldown, short life timer. They're still able to pick up a tier 2 off of that. And Cuckoo, yeah, he blinks up forward.
I'm still trying to get
actually, so that tier 2 is not an any threat. Never mind, they're still catapult here.
Oh, already go. To be honest, I'm still trying to wrap my head around how friggin' poor this bounty hunter is. Like, this guy has an ability that hands him money, and he has 2,000 net worth at 26 minutes.
It's only as good as the kills that you get. There's a couple of threats out, vacuum on 2, but no real follow-up, and it's a big odd that Mineski have with their team fight. All they really have is the vacuum in terms of crowd control, and then they have a little bit of burst damage from the Queen of Pain that's in an AoE, maybe the Battle Fury, you can get a couple of extra damage off of the vacuum, but not that. what do you really have? Fnatic in place. Okay, there's a punch here onto Jesse. They will bring him down, baby. Grace will keep him up and kicking for a while. Not to just fall on the wall. The wall is down. BKB forced down. Tombstone will screen them. And he saw further vision from Mineski. That's another tier 2 going down, just like that. For no loss really on the side of Fnatic.
Yeah, the 10-second BKB was kind of a overcommit there, because there's nothing like a hex or anything that can really punish you hesitating on your BKB. You're going to take at most screen damage, or sometimes you're going to take off immediately. So, Black kind of cutting there, but all the same, yeah, they deal themselves back up, but they're still kicking. Actually getting a great stun on Jules, that decisive one departing, where he's still pulled down at Black in with a 2-man burst in the face. Beautiful plays from Fnatic, and this might just bring them around.
Might be able to turn around though with the Sonic Wave, actually missing onto Black, and he's still alive and kicking. And the ultimate from the anti-mage comes down. He's still trying to battle out against Black, and they will be able to finally finish him off. So, getting him as well as a little Shrek in the back. A little bit of an overcommitment there, all things considered, but there's a small punch up into the into Goku and Gap, but he will be able to blink after. It doesn't have too much matter though, if he decides otherwise. Ohio Nets, they're the ones being tracked up. Side shots actually died later, but so much ability here. Oh wow, he has haste rune. Quite lucky.
Yeah,
look at him, even with the haste rune. Anti-mage right behind him there.
Very quick on escape, but even so, it's able to escape there. Obviously, a big aspect of that fight was lack of BKB on Black. But if he hadn't used that BKB on the tier 2 tower, they could have actually done a lot more in the fight. But Scar's made well back very intelligently. I get the gem for its trouble, so that's a big boon for Reor. And they can start trying to take map control back. They have 5 minutes on the clock before Roche can respond. A little bit more delay, but it is going to be that time window where they need to take the map back, at least their jungle, if they're going to be able to bring this game back, because they need to look at the second Roshan as something that they can legitimately contest.
Yep, absolutely agree, and it does help, of course, having the gem, just being able to claim map control like that, as you said, and it also helps that the bounty hunters now, just after the fight, there were a couple of track kills, I believe, so he was able to get himself at least a down of courage. Don't know if he had that before, but just that little bit of extra help that he can provide now, apart from the track, which is now level 2, of course, as well. That's where it starts to become, much more nasty than even only level 1.
Yeah, he just got 1,500 gold out of nowhere, so yeah. That medallion definitely is fresh and ready to contribute in a very real way. They have some good burst potential on the Flesh Rack, who doesn't have his plate now yet, and I'm just looking at tease here to see what she wants to pick up.
Yeah, he does exactly that. There's actually an old Venom on the ground as well in the Dyside base, not sure who that belongs to. Bottom lane now, next target, probably from Mineski if you want to look for some extra gold. But also for Fnatic, recognizing that Fnatic it really shows what they want to do. They don't want to give any quarter, any sort of momentum, or continue momentum towards Mineski.
This is warded, but maybe kind of pseudo bait. There are actually going to be 3 heroes here, and the Chrono does connect on 2. It's Candy% Jules in time, the Guardian reaches Paramount, and he doesn't get it off.
And also, there's a punch of Cookie, there's a follow-up dash, but he still gets the blink out. Chronosphere committed for Dogs here, but they do not pay with any more lives for it. I was a little bit worried there for a second of Black being able to actually dish out enough damage, but with Grizzly coming in at the same time, or the right time, I should say. Able to help them out with that. Yeah, once again, that's Chronosphere down the drain, so that opens up the map, opens up the space for Jay. A little bit of damage out towards his tier 2. You on the bottom though. Also Fnatic's turn to counter push down here. And force someone back. That's going to be Jesse. As well as who's that? Raging Potato Jay on the anti-mage. Just finding some more juicy farm down here. He has the Meta Style, of course, had that for a while. Also the Reaver up and running, going towards that heart.
So it's going to be very important thing for surviving against the Chronosphere. I mean, essentially what it means for Jay to have a heart is that there's no easy way to kill anti-mage unless you get a refresher orb on the face of the board, which is a long way off, considering the new build-up. The mana cost of it is so insane. It might not even be viable. I haven't really played Voice Refresher everywhere, but the lack of abundance on that item really actually hurts your ability to facilitate that in terms of your mana pool. 300 mana per first year and 375 on the Refresher. It seems like you have to build specifically for that item now. Like you have to have Scotty at least.
Yeah, you have to have Scotty, maybe people drops and hold on to those. Or Shiva's Guard, something along those lines. Make sure that you have enough mana to actually play around with that. And the way it stands, it's not the way you want to go. So all they're really going to have is a single chronosphere. And it can turn into a problem. To a point where there is the punch onto Jules. That should be an easy enough pickup here with the follow-up snowball. So yeah, that Blink Dagger working very well. Fantastic, plus Desolated that he's also able to pick up in the meantime. 26 on gold back after that kill as well. And yeah, Fnatic, they're finding these pickups. They're fighting back. They're not out of this game by any means. I mean, if you look at the graph, it's still in their favor after all. Even though it seems that Mineski is starting to get control of this game, just because if you look at this anti-mage, there's so much net worth on him, but behind him, there's only...
It really is only the anti-mage.
Yeah.
It's like, the anti-mage is a real problem because with the heart, he can't be brought down easily. In fact, actually, the heart recipe just got killed. A nice player snipe from Chrissy there, and that is very frustrating from Mski.
Now top. Looks like Jay wants a little bit of revenge there, but of course not really able to go up to the Tusk, who has a Shadow Blade now to maybe re-engage Mushi. He will get cowed out thanks to the gem. I know what's up. The track was out on him, so the Glimmer Cape actually ineffectual, but don't actually bring him down. Don't want to commit too much. So not quite sure what else is behind that hero.
They're just trying to force Fnatic back into their own territory right now. They're just very overextended, isolated heroes. I feel like they can kind of do something too, and at the very least, they're getting them off the Radiant side. They're making it so that Fnatic can't fall into the Radiant jungle as a playing. But we still see flat at it with the Eastern 3 camps, as the Dota commonly do, and this allows them to build to the next item even faster. With that heart recipe down for another 2 minutes, and with Faceless Void approaching his next item, buying it right now because it's Mjolnir, well, he'd need a recipe, wouldn't he? So, hard to say exactly what he's getting here, but no matter what it is, it's going to allow him to maybe pick a shot.
Smoke from both teams here, they will catch each other straight up on the high ground here. Mineski with a slight advantage here, DJ blinks up, will scout it out, but once again, Mineski with the mobility advantage here, they're just able to disengage, not feeling like that's the fight to take. But
they cannot fight this. Black has a DD bottled up with his BKB. There is no way to take this fight from Mineski. You have to sacrifice even Roshan at this point, unless you get a 5-man vacuum on the cliff. It's just insane how hard difficult it would actually be to engage in this position.
Still aiming though, they get the tracks out so they at least know what's happening here. Solar Cross from Ohio should make short work of this Roshan, plus a Desolator minus Armado as well, of course. And looks like Faceless Void actually going for the NKP, just anticipating maybe a Butterfly when he intervened at some point, or just the Solar Crest from Bounty Hunter at some point.
Sure. Definitely possible, so the NKP is probably his pickup. And the cool thing is, if you don't see either of those items by the time that you have to leave, you can change your build and go Daedalus instead. It would still be very, very effective. But I expect there's going to be one Surgery Evasion or Prompted for the MKB, and it's still a really good item on Faceless Void. He doesn't have my problem with that at all.
Is under attack.
More bashes, even though they're just mini bashes, more damage in the Chronosphere. So that's... At the end of the day, that's most of the heroes of Vectorness right there, just being able to burst someone down quickly inside the Chronosphere without too much worry to yourself, right? Because it's not really a whole lot of big Chronosphere counters against that, with the BKB especially.
Big modules there, nice ice shards, and he's just going to be done down very quickly. Chrissy has been on point with these initiations. I mean, he's really solid in the lane overall, but these past 10 minutes has been his game. He's just been controlling the map so effectively, and I gotta say, this is how Tusk was meant to be played.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's keeping the rest of Mineski down, right? Just to pick us on his darks here. I mean, sure, he has the Guardian Grease, but he's had that for a while, just now finishing up the Glimmer Cape. just before that pickoff. Just barely had enough gold for that, but I mean his item progression kind of halted thanks to these constant pickoffs. And yeah, if you just look at the distribution here, that's always the case if you have most of your net worth concentrated on one hero, or maybe two heroes here if you count Cuckoo. But Cuckoo's like more of a burst damage kind of hero, and it's Borosphere down the bottom here. They do catch the end mage. Yeah, it should be eventually with that follow-up split earth. And yeah, it's not just Chrissy who's able to do that apparently. It's also Black here with these Chronos who send the help from the tracks. The tactical
they actually have both be there at that moment.
Yeah,
you can't just have one and then the other or anything like that. You have to have both of them ready to fight. That's exactly what they had. They predicted his movement into the tree line. They countered it perfectly, and down he goes. And that's the pickup you need. They're going to lean force and anti-mage buyback, which halts his item progression pretty substantially. He has the score, but he wants a lot more, and he's going to be prevented if the buyback is forced.
Got Lacey in town now, the Glip comes out. Creeps will be finished off, but trucks are coming out, so Fnatic lose the fight now. There's a lot of people they're giving over. And there we go, there's a vacuum of Mski now. Jules, not quite that just yet. Jesse Bash, also not quite. Throws out a little bit of extra damage and a couple of extra tracks, but now the buyback comes in. Black, an early shallow break, not really effective, but yeah. They're chasing them off here. Black still in front line, has that Asian of course, so they need to kill him twice if they want to finish him off, and that's the first time. Now, the rest of the team might decide to re-engage. There's no tombstone, there's not a whole lot left in juice, so yeah, not enough juice left to really commit, but the aggressive posturing will at least keep Black safe.
And the board makes take a look at Mski X, he's been building that for a while.
Oh yeah.
And that was the next tier of potential kill potential they can get against the same thing. Just getting that X against him. There's no way to dispel it. This could be really huge.
Both teams land pickings once again between the arcade boots and the heels. Both sides.
The Stars does have one 4-step. One 4-step could really help the anti-mage, but that's it. It really comes down to that. Chronosphere is now up.
Cuckoo X up here. And nice 4-step away, and that's kind of the one thing that's let Black reconsider, but he still has Chronospheres. Mineski has to be very careful about engaging this. And Cookie, Bash, the Chronosphere here, and that's a dead Queen of Pain. Does he have buyback? Yes, he does. Uses it immediately, teleports in, and that's what Fnatic just says, alright, we got what we wanted. We're gonna get the hell out of here. Try and chase us if you will. Yeah, that's a surge of anti-mage. It will try to do that here. Does a lot of damage to a high mud punch up into the air. There's a tombstone going down. Should be enough to screen them from actually continuing with no Cookie here. But he's looking for Ohio. Should be able to pick out that track kill, and there it is. That's a Garbage Mystic Flare for something, kind of just zoning, I guess. Yeah, Black. They know it is. And no. He's kind of alone here, battling up 1-on-1 against anti-mage with a little bit of help from the rest of Mineski though coming in. But Joel's very low on health, but Fnatic's slowly running out of mana here. Black is low on everything there. Oh, nice Shallow Grave though! Keep him alive, keep him back, he's still in a spot. DJ will fall to the anti-mage, and now one more swipe should do it. There it is, Black goes down. And Raging Potato still raging around. Mski, next one on the list, he on the cover of the Glimmer Cape, but still tracked up, so they know exactly where he is. He's desperately trying to finish up the Bounty Hunter, but it's not it was not to be. The gem once again changes hands. A lot of track kills, triple kill for the anti-mage, 4-for-1 trade. A couple of buybacks in between that. I kind of lost track of it, but look at the fighting recap. It's about a 6,000 gold swing in favor of Mineski, and now it's not just the anti-mage benefiting from that, but even him, he's going to be able to pick up. And the Soul Cure is now straight off the bat.
That's the same. The play for Mski was absolutely YOLO. This guy linked in with the Skywrath Queen of Pain, got the stun onto Cuckoo, and just started tearing into his health pool. But you look at Queen of Pain's items, Agonim's BKB and Tread. She tanks through all of it, she backs off, and all Mski claims is the Skywrath wall, and it is on the front line. The Shallow Grave is really strong, but didn't save Fnatic's line in the end. And yeah, that's a huge pickup because Mski was so desperate to get that 900 kill with his last little bit of Pulse Nova, he didn't actually suicide while he could have, and that's another huge kill for the anti-mage. He ends the face of Foot's killing spree, he gets a huge chunk of gold from the Leshrac kill as well, and this anti-mage is now large and in charge.
He is almost 40 armor to play with now between the Vlads and the Assault Cuirass. And He just sold something that wasn't land, so it doesn't have that anymore, so not quite as impressive, but still. Plenty of arm to play with, so that gives him a decent amount of protection up against the Faceless Void, even though he has that MKB finished. Yeah, he's just getting harder and harder to deal with.
I really think that's something you have to consider, like a Scythe of Ice refresher build from Black. Just go for a double hex, double chronosphere to pin down the damage. He's the only one that they're really afraid of. This Queen Ping isn't that big of a threat after she drops her ultimate. They've got Guardian Greaves to mitigate that. They've got some other good heals. And really they come down to pinning down this damage. And I hope they do find just the damage if they have the protection. They don't pop the dose yet. That looks like they'll TP on. But yeah, I really feel that the only way to win this game is really through Black getting disable items instead of damage ones. You hate to say it for the hard carry, but when it comes down to it, it has like Scythe and Refresher. I think that they have a really good chunk of this game. Otherwise, they're going to have to wait for Mineski to make a mistake. With Jay running around with nearly 3,000 HP, they got him once really good for the two versus one combo, but I don't think that they can count on that happening again.
Kind of scared to look at the graphs now, but yeah, it's kind of back and forth game. Even though Fnatic has been in charge, at least when it comes to golden experience, according to us for the longest time, it just never quite feel like that was the case. Because Mineski, they've always been able to hold on, always been able to keep the farm going on TNT Mage, and now at this point, especially after that last fight, the rest of the lineup is starting to catch up. Bounty Hunter has that solo quest now. Of course, not really factual up against the Faceless Void thanks to the MKB, but against anyone else, it helps, right?
Yeah, definitely. But I actually just noticed another item pickup that could change the way I look at the late game here. Before I was looking at like Anti-Mage, he can survive through Void, and he can absolutely destroy Leshrac. So since Lucy has still yet to pick up MKB. But there's one item that was just picked up that could actually change how the matchup plays out. There is a Silver Edge on the Tusk, very easy to pick up, but it has a lot of potential against Anti-Mage in particular. If you mute the spell heal, Leshrac does 75% damage to it. That's huge. That turns the Anti-Mage into a very killable target despite the heart.
Absolutely, up to a point where may even have to consider building a BKB at some point, but he's also getting to a point where he's so slick-slotted that he's running out of room. I mean, he has the Basher now, looking for the pistol at some point, which is also something that he needs in the late game, but what do you drop at that point? Do you just drop the Battle Fury in favor of a BKB?
I mean, I definitely think that dropping the Battle Fury is a possible option. You're going to go BOTs instead of Treads. You're going to go Visceral over your Basher, so since he just picked up the AC, he obviously wants to keep that. I think, yeah, you might at least bench the Battle Fury, keeping it in your stash, and only use it to split push.
Yeah. We'll see whether they get caught off guard by that Silver Edge or not. It's definitely huge potential, as I said, because the Anti-Mage, he heavily relies on being able to be tanky, not just through his items, but also through his spell shield, giving him that extra bit of magic resistance. He's for a total of 62% without any sort of Glimmer Capes or something on top of him, which I don't think there actually is on Mineski. That's also something that they could use to...
They have one, they're Dark Seers, but it's like there's so many things you have to throw at them. It's in general going to be becoming more and more difficult. We're going to see the Aegis and Cheese come to the next dance, so it's going to be Mineski to pretty much play full defense from there. They've got good notification board. Oh, actually going in here, there is no best, but he's looking for the Lucky Bash, and he doesn't get it onto Chrissy. So Chrissy's going to be able to run out to his allies, who are just completing the Roshan, and they're going to trade out some items for their upgrades. Oh, everybody's here. This could be huge. The Blade Dark's here.
Where is it here? That could have a huge potential. But there's a punch into the air. Ryer almost dead here. Tusk kind of isolating himself a little bit. He does get the pick up and does not die because of it. Now the Chrono here onto 2 heroes on the backline here. Focusing on Darks here. And now Kuko. He can blink out, but now the Darks here without oh wow, they get the stun here onto the Queen of Pain. Forces up the BKB. And still chasing after him. Won't be able to find him here with that blink in the tree line and teleport out, but so much committed here just to get Mineski out. Yeah?
Jay, What is Jay? Does Jay just sell his treads here and see from the side shot? Like, what? He's out here. They have a ward on him, and they see he doesn't have a TP. They can just either kill him, they can go for the base. They have so many options when they know that Jay doesn't have that tool to move across the map. But they assume that he's going to be going for it now, and as such, I guess he just stands back in base and upgrade to BMT. So that's the only thing you can do now.
Yeah. And even then, it's getting to a point where Mineski kind of have to start considering just trying to play the split push game at this point, just because of that one team fight that just didn't start the way that they needed to. I mean, first Scarf Mage being brought down, it's a lot of magic damage on the drain, and silence of course as well. And then also Darkseer going down without having that vacuum. They will find Kugel here. Follow-up Sun should be coming out after the full stop here. And Snowball comes in as well. Do they have enough to actually break him down before the blink comes out? No. There's a vacuum. Not quite actually reaching into the wall. So that's that combo out of the picture. Tracks are out, but Fnatic, they still have the Tombstone. They don't quite have the Chronosphere, but that'll be up in a couple of seconds. Same for the Weave, so they can fight at any point that they choose.
Yeah, they would have engaged a lot harder at the Chronosphere, but even still, the opening they were looking for, just forcing the opposition's hand a little bit, and yeah, I mean, just move in very actively across the map. They want to make full use of the Sages. Without the wall up for 60 seconds, and now Black actually, there's no little, right? So it's just there's no actual kill potential against him. There's just a lot of nuisance when it comes to losing a mana like this.
It doesn't actually have enough mana for a Chronosphere right now, so still gets a couple of extra rankings. Meanwhile, the fight breaks out to the back. Not to worry about the Chronosphere. It comes out. Vacuum left. Shallow Rave onto Mushi a little bit on the other side. People still alive, kicking on the couple of the BKB. Tombstone will be to buy the Mage in the back. Mushi, they do get the cheese comes out. Kind of denying the mana void damage. Now Ranger Potato up against Black. The bash walls are real, and the fall stuns from the rest of Fnatic. We'll see the animation that we can't fight back. They might have to later on as DJ Chrissy can't impact with another punch, and that's a triple kill from Mushi. 4 heroes down. Fnatic in a prime position to start pushing high ground even more now.
I dare say that is the best cheese usage we will see in ESL. That was insane. Mushi in mid-animation for the mana void that would absolutely slay him. Pops the cheese, takes no damage from it, and turns the fight 100%. They just wiped them out without a Chronosphere. Without a single Chronosphere. And now they march to the high ground. 2 buybacks already forced, and Black still, he wants to actually die to get his Chronosphere now. He wants the second life. He's going to expend it here. They're still healing him up so it's free power damage. But in the end, his goal is to actually fight the second life.
The Aegis expires now. Thanks to the Shell Grave, I would laugh at now. Yeah, they didn't want to kill him, but at some point there, kind of have to. Even if he just comes back and if the Aegis expires now, then he'll be healed up anyway.
I mean, he'll keep getting the racks for free if they give him that opportunity. Yeah. So right now, just kind of reset them, healing him up with the Soul Rats, and if that's what it says, then that's fine by them.
No racks actually down just yet, and that's the one thing that Mineski is still going in their favor, so they're just waiting on the Aegis and then try to take hey without that, but not quite dead just yet still.
They don't want to commit at all to this, but they have to if they're going to actually force the Aegis in the first place.
Yeah. It's kind of damned if you do and if you don't kind of situation here, and now they're kind of Black, you're 1 out of 3 hero! But no, where's the follow-up? There's no follow-up whatsoever! Black's still alive and kicking, still has the Aegis, and that will maybe keep them from going high ground for a while, but wasn't really get you on the side of Mineski. You need that combo to actually take a fight, and now you don't have it for quite a while.
I love how they just played out this Aegis. Just honestly, just pretty much saying, come at us. If you want this Aegis, you're going to have to come and claim it. You're going to have to commit to it. And all Mineski want to do is really just force it out without committing anything. And in the end, 5 minutes pass, it is expired, but they get so much in the process that the wall run goes down, and that's what they need to force the high ground now.
They still get the heal, so Black now, even though he's getting burned quite a bit, he still has the mana for that, for the Chronosphere, so Mineski can't really commit to group up unless he gets sounds off. They have a lot of space, but Grizzly here in the back, making sure to keep them honest. they keep using spells on Black, but he also gets healed up by Burn, by Shadow Wave, and Soul Rip. He's just not dying if they keep playing like that. So at some point, Mineski has to commit. That's the point where Black will commit this Chronosphere and start turning on the Mask of Madison. And just go crazy. There it is. Chronosphere onto 2 here. Raging Potato gonna be attacked. Can he bring him down? There's Mushi in the back. Follow, but there's the hack inside the Chronosphere. Full up stun. Not even needed here. They bring down the Anti-Mage. Just no buyback on him, and that should be the 2 sets of racks at the very least. Vacuum comes out without wall. It's too little, too late. Bottom racks will fall. Top racks probably also without you making much neither. Cuckoo trying to do what he can, but he can just get punched up into the air. Will he just be wrestling down? Nice little Mystic Flare, but it's not really doing nearly enough. Cuckoo falls back to base. He'll have to heal up for quite a while. Same for the wave racks. From falling, another wave kind of wasted here. Mushi has to be careful though. He might actually fall with this.
Wow,
pretty low with Jules. Yeah, they do get the task, but might get Ohio as well. But he lost 2 sets of racks for that. Net's even able to teleport out, so... Oh wow, never mind.
No, the Undying definitely could have teleported out because he had the Grave and there were no stuns, but all the same, they've taken 4 racks. They walk away with the Void and Lush, right, giving no gold, real gold away. I mean, yeah, giving 1859 gold to the Bounty Hunter really means something, but when you just got 4 racks, you're willing to pick up racks. And of course, the buybacks are on cooldown still for a while longer. 3 minutes and a Queen of Pain the Anti-Mage. And yeah, this is just a really, really strong winner for Fnatic. This is just really impressive how they've been able to manage this anti-mage threat, take him down when it's appropriate, and yeah, at this point, they feel very confident that they can take this all the way.
Yeah, once they have another Chronosphere right now, that once the heroes are back up and running, maybe they wait on another Roshan. It's gonna be back up in a couple of minutes. If they feel like they need that. If not, then they can just try and do what they did before. I mean, just keep Black alive, just keep chipping away at the top racks, and if they keep the attention of Mineski up top here, then the other 2 lanes will push in at this point. It's just such a big advantage that you have with just having 1 but 2 lanes of racks, including the one on the opposite side of the base. Yeah, where does Mineski go from here? I mean, have a highly farmed anti-mage, but even he's being eclipsed by the Shrek at this point. Mushi has an Octarine, he has Boots of Trouble level 2. Of course, that hacks being so crucial in these team fights as well. That big net worth advantage from the anti-mage is... yeah, I mean, if you don't get to use it, well, what does that really matter, right? He can have like 50,000 gold and be like 7 slotted, or 8 slotted, and even if he had 8 slots in game, it wouldn't really matter, because there's so much... there's an excess of control and damage on Fnatic at this point that they're always going to be able to lock him down inside the Chronosphere. There's not a whole lot that they can do up against the Faceless Void with the BKB at that point. And the Anti-Mage is just going to die every single time.
Very, very used to the skills and items from Fnatic. At this point, the Abyssal has to be perfect from the J, which is to single out the target. And they have to make the wall work. That's one thing that Fnatic done really well is disengage after the wall is turned down by Jules. And it's mostly because they just don't have an automatic follow. They don't have an AoE stun. They have Sonic Wave. And if you'll note, the second to last Sonic Wave, the Void actually stacked like that. It's completely useless. Like, it's really tough for Mski to find their opening, and they don't have follow-up even on the perfect initiation. That's the drawback of running the Skyreth and the Bounty Hunter supports. So theoretically, they can win you your lane, because Skyreth does so much poke damage, and the Bounty Hunter gives you so much momentum by punishing support off tower. But that's not how the winning configuration works at all. And now they're here at 55 minutes with not a single damn AoE stun.
Yeah, that allows Fnatic to just play like Mineski drafted, right? Just benefit from mobility. I mean, the Shrek, very fast, just on his feet. Pass, same kind of story. They all have blinks, they all have some sort of mobility item as well. Silver Edge and transports out. Basically, of course, with the Time Walk, being able to zip around. Nets, he has a 4-star, he can help out. Undying, well, he doesn't, but he's just tanky enough. to just drop down the tombstone, just do what an Undying does. Even though that hero does fall off in the late game, the rest of his team is so far ahead that the assistance that he can provide, especially Vladimir's offering, is going to be more than enough to have him be a super runner.
Let's Lotusaur pick up from Julsa. This is actually a way to dispel the Hex off of the anti-mage. So if he throws the Glimmer King and the Guardian Greaves and Lotusaur onto the anti-mage all at once when he's in trouble, then there is still a chance that they can try to keep him alive long to get some hits on the Leshrac. The Leshrac can turn into a nuclear bomb with that vacuum if they just keep the anti-mage alive. And so far, Fnatic has been playing really nicely around that. Now they have a data list up for the Faceless Void. It does mean that he's 130 gold shy of buyback, but he's fine with that. And in fact, you can see on the track when you highlight it how much gold he's carrying, and they probably still don't even know for sure if that means buyback or not.
Oh, Cuckoo, hexed up. A little bit of a harassment coming out on the operation. When it comes to gets it, Invisible Stun on Blackman. He's freaking tanky, even has the Shallow Grave and the BKB, and now they have to get the hell out. The Chronosphere is just something that
they need to backtrack with that.
Just gonna come out. I have no idea. Bounty Hunter buys the second immediately, got a Greaves use, and they have to. Oh, they find Mski, kind of isolated here, but and what Black gets the Chronosphere only on to Jules, and now Jules have the knock here, so he's not having the BKB available. Doesn't care, he still gets the kill, but it's available. He will fall the second time. He's not gonna come back. Leave on the back here, Cuckoo. Lift it up into the air, Biden's punch. Oh, wow! He's still alive. No. He has to blink out, he has to get the hell back to base to heal up, and Fnatic still pretty much alive. Mski, he hasn't had any damage coming his way whatsoever. And
despite not having a BKB, he's not going to focus at all. He kites around them perfectly, and now he's got Cuckoo in their turns.
Yeah, Cuckoo should be falling here, ready to tornado caught in the stun after bleeding in. That's absolutely disastrous here. He can't get a... He is actually... There's not a whole lot he can do. He has to go back to base again and just sitting up. This might take so freaking long. Even if they take a fight here, they're up against Mega Creeps. Tier 4s falling. No one's even low to try and be beat up, at least on the side of Fnatic. It should finally be GG soon. The Scraping Potato once again caught with the stun. Follow up the Celebratory Shelter Grave as well. And there it is. Fnatic, they close this game number 1. Almost an hour it took them, but very good execution on them. And even though Mineski, they had the potential to just turn this around with a lot of mana burn on the Leshrac and Nuclear Bomb, they just weren't able to chain their stuns together, or they chained their abilities together, not even stuns. They were lacking those, definitely. Not able to chain these abilities together in the right way, and